Hey everybody, it's Actual Dragon Tears here. So lately I have been playing a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it's been very fun, admittedly. I originally was kind of iffy about getting the game, but after watching videos and egging on from friends, I decided to just jump in and get it. And that's what I've been playing all this week, almost exclusively. So I wanted to make a video on it, but I didn't want to make just a, well, yeah, I've been playing it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it has problems. Yeah, it has good stuff to it. I wanted to actually try and offer some suggestions for new guns to the game. So right now, we have a pretty good selection of guns. We have 1 LMG, 4 assault rifles, 4 SMGs, 5 snipers, 3 shotguns, and 3 pistols, which are all fine and dandy, but the problem with that is that I'm finding that people only really use 1 or 2 of each. The LMG is almost non-existent because it's only in airdrops. I only really ever see people using either the M16 or the AK. The SCAR, I see people kind of use mid-game, but then switch out for. And the M416, it's kind of up there with the M16. SMGs I almost never see, especially the Tommy gun, which is just almost non-existent. I have literally never seen that gun be used, ever. Snipers, it's the Kar 98 and kinda the M224. Those are the only 2 I really see commonly. Of course, the AWM is really hard to get, and the VSS is just utterly terrible. The 3 shotguns, everyone always uses the pump action, sometimes uses the Saiga, never uses the double barrel. And the pistols, no one really ever uses the pistols. They pick them up and they just try and get a kill with them and get a better gun. Although I will say the revolver is pretty bad. So to jump right into it, I want to start suggesting maybe a new pistol to the game. Right now, we have a low capacity but high damage 45, a high capacity lower damage 9mm, and a 7.62 revolver. Well, I thought, what if we have a compromise with the Glock 21? So the Glock 21 is the 45 caliber. It has 13 rounds, which is perfect because one has 16, one has 7. This has 13 right in the middle. And it offers a good middle ground. It can have maybe higher damage than the 9mm, but lower capacity, and also lower damage than the 1911. The next one is actually kind of a idea that popped into my head, and it would give the pistol slot a better place. And that is, what if we had a Sawn-Off double barrel? So right now we have an over-under shotgun, which is a double barrel, but I'm talking the classic side-to-side double barrel. And it could be pistol grip, Sawn-Off, 12 gauge, and it can have a very low range, but in close range, it's that one-shot kill that shotguns are really good for. This would be a good third option just in case you are all out of weapons. Give your sniper is out, your assault rifle is out, and you have to rely on your last option. Now, they need to add another LMG. Right now, we only have the M249, which is really hard to get, and it's 5.56, and while that is a really good weapon, what I was thinking was they could add the PKM. The PKM is a 7.62 weapon, which will give it a new cartridge to the category. It can have 100 rounds instead of the 200 that the M249 has a slower fire rate, but can be a higher damage output than the M249, which gives it a kind of nice place. Do you like lower RPM but higher damage, or do you like higher RPM but lower damage? It's kind of one of those, if you get the option, which one do you want to choose? Now, the snipers, they are in a pretty good place, but I would say we need more semi-auto snipers. We, of course, have 3 bolt actions, and technically 2 semi-autos, but no one ever uses the VSS, and the SKS is really the only one used. So that's what I thought. What if we had the PSG-1? The PSG-1 is 7.62. It can either have a 5 or 20 round magazine, and it's semi-auto. It can be used as a third option to kind of balance it out as 3 bolt actions, 3 semi-autos. But if you don't like the idea of having another sniper in, that's when I thought, well, instead we can have the G3. So right now we have 3 5.56 assault rifles, and we only have one 7.62 assault rifle, but we are getting 2 with a new Groza that's getting added. But that still only leaves it to a 3-2 split. So if we add the G3, it's another 7.62 weapon, and we can now have that good 3.3, 3.557, 3, 7.62. The G3 has 20 rounds and can be semi-auto or full auto. It can probably hit harder than the AK because it's lower magazine capacity, but in return have a lot more recoil. Now finally, for our last two, I wanted to try and take a gander at the SMGs. Right now, the SMGs are kind of in a okayish place. Of course, the Vector is overpowered, the UMP9 is a lot of people's favorite, and the Uzi is just one of those kind of pick up and grabs and then try and get rid of it as soon as possible. And like I said, Tommy gun is almost impossible to find. So the two options that I thought of was the PP2000. The PP2000, of course, is a Russian SMG that is 9mm, and he has either a 20 or a 44 round magazine, and it fires at 600 to 800 rounds per minute. This is good because the Russian environment of the game it would fit into. Maybe because it's a newer SMG in this kind of more Soviet Union-esque Russian environment, you might not think it fits well. So in that case, we have the M10, or the MAC-10. The MAC-10, I would choose the 45 version of it, which can have a 30-round magazine and fire at a whopping 1,090 RPM. Now, this thing undoubtedly is a bullet hose, and would most definitely be kind of like the Uzi, where it would only be good in close range, and anything outside of close range, it'd be almost useless. Even the website itself says it has a useful range of 50 meters. That's not very good. So those are my suggestions for weapons to be added towards the game. Of course, these are just suggestions. You can disagree with them and you can agree with them. It's up to you. They're just what I feel would be a good addition and a good variety to the game, adding, well, people who like a certain playstyle. So, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree, and also leave a rating if you like the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.